That sounds completely unbelievable, but is entirely true.
Okay, so I've been sitting on this one for a while because I know a lot of people have been stitching this video and stuff like that, and they're being like, this sounds so unbelievable and whatever. I feel like mine is like actually like next level unbelievable when it comes to the spiritual realm and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna do it anyways, okay? Some of you might not freaking believe me, and that's okay. So anyways, I come from a line of spiritualists. So my great-grandfather was a spiritualist, and I never met him, but he taught my grandfather how to use a Ouija board. And so I'm not talking like your standard, like, yes, no, moving the Ouija board. Oh my god, I don't even want to say it because it sounds so unbelievable. So my cousin used to put her hands above the Ouija board, and the Ouija board would move, and a spirit would enter my cousin's body and speak through my cousin. So she had even like an accent and everything. Like, this is like an accent that you can't replicate, and she knew all these different things that you wouldn't normally know. Now, when this happened, I was a kid, okay? So I was like younger. I want to say I was like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. I was younger, like too young to ask the hard questions, right? Because she had predicted some things, like there was a bad car accident that happened. Like, she didn't tell us who it was, but she's like, there's going to be a bad car accident. It's going to be 2 teenagers, and whatever it may be. And you know, sometime after, 2 teenagers had passed away from a car crash. And she would always talk about the light. Like on Sundays, she would be like, oh, we're going to visit the light. And so from a young age, I've always believed in God. And that was always like my solid factual evidence in front of me to believe in God. And she would just like have all these different things. Like one time, I can't remember a lot of the things because there's tapes somewhere. But I think like my cousin has like some internal like kind of things about it. Like I can't speak for her, and you know, we haven't talked in some time, but I can imagine like your grandfather having a spirit enter your body might be something that's traumatic for you, right? So anyways, yeah, this was a long time ago, and if I knew what I knew now, I would have asked much different questions, right? I would have been like, what's the meaning of life? What's this? What's that? Blah 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 blah. And so she would always talk about the light. She would be like, oh, on Sundays we visit the light. And then at one point, I think I asked if God was handsome, and I remember her like laughing, like, oh yeah, he's so handsome or whatever. And I think that's because it's an energetical being. Like, you can't describe, like, it's not like that they're handsome or whatever it may be. But anyways, yeah, my grandfather used to summon a spirit. It wasn't spirits. And I remember too, he used to have salt around the Ouija board and a piece of like tourmaline of sorts, like for protection. And her name was Debbie. And the funny thing is, my little sister used to have like an invisible friend, and the invisible friend was actually Debbie's daughter that had passed away. So that's why I think like when kids have invisible friends, like it's actually spirits. But anyways, like that was always like my hard, like solid proof that there was like an afterlife was Debbie. And she used to come and she would tell us things here and there. And then I guess after that car accident that she told us about, she was like, you know, the light got mad at me, like, you know, whatever, you're not supposed to like whatever tell us. And then the other thing was, one time I think one of them asked like, oh, is Meg ever gonna get married? And I'm 35 years old. I still like haven't found my person, and it's been like a whatever back and forth my whole life. And so I think that, and she said maybe. And I think that she did that on purpose because she probably knew my life path, and my life path is spending quite a bit of time on my own and whatever, and learning to live on my own. But I think I am gonna find somebody. I think she was just telling me that. But anyways, yeah, I come from a long line of spiritualists, and I actually do readings myself now. I don't mess with the Ouija board or anything like that. I would never try to do that. I think I would be too nervous. But yeah, when everyone was like, oh, this is like such an unbelievable story, I'm like, yeah, my spirits used to enter my cousin's body through the Ouija board. And it was the most crazy thing. She would have her hands up here, and the Ouija board would spin in a circle. And again, you're probably not going to believe me. It sounds so fucking out there and crazy, but whatever.